Hey there, TigerShark here with Okano. Today I have a guide on how to play Akali. When I started recording the gameplay for this, I had played maybe one game of Akali before, but it turns out she's ridiculously fun, so I have now played dozens of games in Bronze Elo with Akali. I think that probably qualifies me to make the best guide of all time for this champion. So here we go. Akali is an energy champion instead of a mana champion, which really only means her mana bar is yellow instead of blue. Her passive is a tool designed to bait you into taking disadvantageous trades. You'll probably tank a ton of abilities and autos just trying to get that one boosted auto attack in. Her Q is basically a Karthus Q but with less range and more ground covered, and also it slows, and also you can only use it twice before you run out of energy and have to run for your life. So really not a lot like a Karthus Q. Her W is basically a Warwick E mixed with Evelynn passive, since the enemies will all run away from the donut of shame and terror of where you'll pop up next now that you're invisible. Her E is either the most OP dash ability or the most embarrassing way to lose a fight. If you hit it, you've gotten 2 dashes and 2 instances of damage. If you miss it, you just threw yourself further away from your target and now you have to wait a small eternity for it to come back up so you can miss it again. It's also potentially the longest dash ability in the entire game. Her R is either the most OP dash ability or the most embarrassing way to lose a fight. You can't miss the first cast, so you can at least pretend you can hit abilities. But you're also committing to going into the fight until the recast cooldown is done. You better hope you didn't use your W before going in, because now you're in the thick of it. The recast on R is a stupidly long dash and also does execute damage, which pairs really nicely with the current iteration of Shadow Flame, by the way. I will keep preaching that Shadow Flame is the best AP item of all time until the day I die, or the day Riot changes it, or the day they make a better item. That also counts as the item recommendation section. Build Shadow Flame. But also bursty AP items are good too, I guess. Although Heartsteel is a fun option, and I'm not just saying that because I'm bronze and have a sample size of 2 games using Heartsteel. Combos and general tips. One thing about Akali, her damage is so high you don't even need to hit a skill shot to kill an ADC. Your combo will often start by running for your life by pressing E. Then you can go right back in and auto attack in the middle of a crowd of minions while you wait the length of an average Tool song for your ability cooldowns. The real reason to fight in the wave is for the style points of finishing your opponent and all the minions at once with your R recast. My personal favorite combo is E-ing a minion, then tanking half of a Katarina ultimate, pressing W in a panic, then going back in with R and missing every Q and then R-ing in the wrong direction. You still win the fight anyway because you're Akali, and Viego wants that sassy assassin all to himself, so he helps you kill off the competition. Fighting a Jax head-on is probably not a good idea unless you're multiple levels ahead. Once he's used his counter-strike, he's super easy to finish off with a flawlessly executed dive. Always run towards your fountain instead of the enemy jungle, even if you have to tank extra turret shots for it. Your fountain is the only place there's guaranteed vision and no enemies after all. By the mid-game, you should be stealing all the kills from your ADC like a pro. Caitlyn doesn't need gold anyway, her family is rich. Spoilers for Arcane, I guess, sorry for giving that huge plot twist away. Late game, you can just pop the squishies in their own fountain with a simple EEQ. And if you don't get a penta, then you're trash low elo noob. Are you ready for it? The Black Pit. The Dark Abyss. The place of flame and sorrow. The jungle. Actually, Akali was a lot better in the jungle than I thought. Maybe it's just the low elo I'm in, but her clear was alright and her ganks weren't bad. Objectives were a little iffy, but honestly it was a surprisingly good time. I don't even have any jokes to write here because I had fun and my team was actually really nice. This will 100% be your experience if you try this too, I guarantee it, or your money back. Not that I got any money, I'm not monetized. Anyway, that concludes my guide to playing Akali. I hope you learned something and you're now ready to dominate the Rift. That's all for this one, and as always, I hope you have a spectacular day.